that's a remarkable instrument on your back there.
Oh, yeah! Is that what you were looking at? I thought you were looking at my imp.
Oh, I've been trying to avoid doing that since he came in.
Okay, I'm sorry. I sent him over there to, sort of broker peace. But no, you can have a spin.
Wow!
You play?
Oh, myself?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I have a flying contraption on my back, but this looks like a real piece of magical technology.
Yeah.
You see that they start pouring over it, and it looks like the gnomes are actually, like, identifying this guitar for you.
Oh.
You see they say, do you know all the properties that this has? The ruby is pretty easy. There's a label.
Yeah. I know that it can destroy a ruby. I know that it doesn't prevent you from losing all your friends in the forest.
As you say that, Fig, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. What? No.
No.
You have to. I asked.
No way.
No. I refuse.
9.
You begin to hear whispers in your ear. That's how you lost them all. Lost each and every one of them. They would have. And you begin to hear a chorus of voices in your ear, blaming you for the loss of Sandra Lynn, for the loss of Ayda, for the loss of Ra and Tracker.
You want to tell me about my guitar?
You say, oh, we'd be happy to, but let's give it a thorough once over. Maybe a twice over, or a thrice over.
Yes, many times a singing.
While that's happening, Gorgug, you see that it just blows up. Cool. That is a incredible success. What do you guys do now? It's like late into the evening.
I feel like I should scry on them, but I can't. I only have one scry. I feel like I can either scry on Tracker or on all of the others.
Do we know?
I have Ida's feather, so you can be able to scry on her better if she's being held against her will.
Right.
Do it. Yeah.
Would Scry tell me the location, or would I have to deduce from what I saw?
You would have to deduce from what you saw.
Unfortunately, if you're going to scry on her feather, it doesn't leave my hand, though.
I understand.
Is that okay?
I fully understand.
Okay?
I have like
understand
a little
all,
tuft
but...
of Tracker's hair.
Is this what it's like when you fall in love?
Yes!
Okay.
This is exactly what it's like.
As Fig and Kristen weep, I'm going to go ahead and... so, Adam, if you want to cast Scrying on someone, go for it. As you just weep for a second, though, Kristen, you get another... Fig, as you're weeping and holding the feather, you hear the whispers come back again. They are biting and critical and omnipresent. Make an insight check, if you'd be so kind.
13.
You have been a College of Whispers bard for a long time. The main ability of that subclass is the ability to take on the visage of another person. That is an ability that plays into some of your deepest insecurities and oldest fears. You, on a 13 insight, realize that these magical whispers you're hearing that allow you to capture someone's face and do all this stuff and be somebody else, the whispers are you. The voice you're hearing over and over again is your voice.
Well, then maybe I should just stop talking to myself.
You try, and the whispers come back like redoubled almost. They go like, you could try to quiet us. Try to quiet yourself.
Okay. Well, if I can't quiet you, then I'll just talk louder than you. Because I'm better at being loud than I am quiet.
I think that so like the tears are streaming down your face. You feel your skin getting kind of like hot for a second. You feel like this glyph on your head. You can feel it's like just a little traces around here. Maybe your friends didn't notice, but you feel a little bit of a trace as you're like, maybe I should get loud. And for a second, you're like, you find a place of, it's not, anger's not the right word. You find a place of rebellion. And for a second, the voices are pushed back. And your skin gets hot in a way that's a little bit scary, but maybe not terrible. And I think Fig, it's like you're feeling probably a little bit, there's something deeper within yourself to discover here, but you're also standing in a circle of all your friends with a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't usually explore myself in front of my friends. I'm very private.
I'm very private.
But there's something unexplored here that is lingering. Adine,
Yes.
what are you going to do?
Here's what I'm worried about. When you looked for Ayda with the feather, you couldn't feel her. So I'm worried that Ayda is in a place that is blocked off from divination spells.
Yeah.
Just like
Okay.
alive in a different
Yeah,
place.
I
think
like
that
that
maybe
take.
she's in a different plane or in some sort of bubble of protection that
Do you
maybe
notice
divination
anything
can't get
different about it, by the way?
through.
Is it changed magically?
Can I cast Identify on the feather?
I am so sorry about this. You took out the feather a minute or two ago.
Yes.
So as you take it out now, you see it is glowing orange and bright in your hand outside of the briar wall.
Oh.
Oh, it works again.
Okay. Wait, so
I'm going to try to...
Yeah.
Can I just get a minute? Because everyone just
What
look
is
away. Can I
Tracker's
just look
hair
away?
doing in my hand?
It's like it smells really good.
Yeah, it's like lavender shampoo. It's
Yeah.
all. That's all.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well,
Glossy. It's really glossy.
the way this works, Kristen, is that I'm going to say her name, so you can try and say Tracker's name with the,
Over you?
the clump.
Okay, great. Ready?
Okay, but actually, everyone just look away. I'm just private.
I'm gonna look straight at.
Okay.
Gorgug's facing the van wall.
Everyone please do, okay.
Okay,
I just
fine.
look at Tracker's hair. Come on, Tracker. Come on, Tracker.
Tracker.
Tracker!
Tracker doesn't have a last name.
She does O'Shaughnessy!
No, I know, but I didn't. I thought you were saying her name 3 times.
No, Ida just
Oh,
said
yeah.
say my name
Hilda.
once.
Hilda.
Ida Eggfort!
You say Ida Eggfort. Does Adine cast Scrying?
Well, doesn't the feather contact Ayda?
The feather does contact Ida. You sense a link between the feather and Ida that would make Scrying even easier.
Oh, so it didn't. I thought it was going to summon her.
It did. She said it would.
I'm so sorry, but there's 4 of them with Ayda.
No, of course. Yeah, I understand.
Tracker, I trust.
Yeah, really. It
I
sucks,
really-
but
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
get it.
sorry.
Yeah. No worries.
Okay, I'll cast Scrying on the feather.
Adine extends her orb out in front of you, and you're holding the feather, and you see a reflection of yourself in Adine's orb. Adine's eyes go white, her hair lifts up. You're holding the feather in front of you. It is glowing so brightly. That is not the right music.
I was going to say,
No,
I think she's doing okay. I think she's doing okay. Beautiful romantic moment.
Just on a beach.
Wait,
Oh, wow.
she's hooking up
Strumming
with my mom?
A guitar.
Wow, you're
Sounds
gets
resort
around.
with Citrulline.
Citrulline, come on, leave one
Um,
person for me.
In the orb, you see a part of the forest in pitch darkness. Only if a human were looking into this, they would see nothing. You guys are peering with your dark vision into the orb. You see webs of vines and this maze of trees. You see off in the distance a blue-skinned, 8.5-foot tall angel that has a puka shell necklace, huge wings spread out behind him, being strangled by vines, spread up like in a spider's web. You see that the vines have gone into his eyes, into his mouth, into his nose, are pulling it open, and he is suspended there. That is in the background. In the foreground, Ayda's celestial heritage puts her in this horrifying gallery of captured angels. You see her with vines all around her. You see that the vines have not gone into her eyes because they would burn upon contact with them. But you see that her hands are bound, and her mouth they haven't gone into her mouth, but it's wrapped around the lower half of her mouth. So you know, no verbal somatic components, no spell casting. You see that she is furiously weeping, and as you hold the thing and say Ayda Eggfort, you see that a little empty spot in her wing glows. And you see that as it does, she... And you see some of the vines snap and then wrap around and push her wrist back down. She's holding something in her hand, and you see she's trying, just like so defeated, but not giving up, moving something back to her mouth so that she can speak into it. There's a very small little earring in her hand.
Does it look like it was ripped out in a really painful way?
It looks like it was ripped out in a really hasty, painful way.
Cool, I open up the... We're going back in, guys! We're going back in!
Why do you look
right
so
now!
happy? It's like very manic.
What? Because I just saw... Look, first off, you don't want to scry on tracker. Don't do it. Second off, does everyone have everything? Because we're going back in.
Yeah, I think we should go back.
Right now.
Okay, let's do it. I just remembered that. Look, I go to the Tinker's Hall, and I'm like, you guys can have the keys to the van. I think the van. Maybe I'll come back and buy it one day.
We have a van too?
Yeah.
What?
I just feel like I told
Happy
you guys
Tinkamus.
I bought it with money, so it's probably bad.
Oh.
I don't know. That's the. I think I'm
Yes.
good. Okay. All right, let's go.
If
Let's
that's
go.
the case, I guess I take my bank account with my touring money and give it to them as well.
They don't have
Here's
a way of...
the information. I need to go, okay?
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
Laptops
go.
for seniors!
Here.
Laptops for seniors!
Is there? Can
That's
I
what I
ask
gave my
for the
money to.
Tinkers if they have a film camera?
They don't. They're way behind
Oh.
Solace technology here.
As an artificer, I can make something record a 6-second message.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like magically. So I'm just gonna pick up a rock and put that on there just in case.
Cool. Awesome.
helps.
You get the van away. You get on your thing and give away. So Fig who is a famous rock star, is zeroed out. Other than your personal effects, you are broke.
Cool. Is everyone all tied up? Can we go back into the forest?
Let's do
Let's
it.
go to the
Let's
forest.
do it.
Okay. Are you going in? Where are you going to look up in a mirror? You see Fabian and Aylwin Abernant in one of the mirrors dancing this like insane tango. You see Tracker. You see Tracker and Kristen like on a couch just making out. You see Fig on stage playing to Ayda in the front row, who's like clapping her hands, and you hear Baron say,
Okay. Okay. I guess I don't. I guess Fig is maybe anticipating. There's like two images she could anticipate encountering, which is a dead Galeer, or the feather in her pocket just dissolving, and that meaning that something has happened to Ayda, or even encountering Ayda as a baby and finding out that she reincarnated and is now a baby would be really weird. I do think that there's also sort of a fear, but then I guess I don't know if it's a shallow fear, because really I should just be worried about the safety of other people, but there is a deep-rooted fear that now that she's actually showing, trying to be herself around people, that will end up not being enough, and that she'll kind of find out that, like, she's very charismatic, and, like, charisma can make a good first impression, but, like, not a lasting one, and so, like, someone like Ayda, for example, would meet the real Fig, not the glamour or the idea of Fig that Fig has portrayed, and she would find out she's not enough, and, like, she's just a bass player, and no one wants to hear the bass play solo.
in this moment, right before as you are casting fear and you know you're about to see your worst nightmare, is like the coin is like spinning and it's about to fall on a side. Is Fig more afraid that she is a fraud and there's no reason to like her, or is she more afraid that the people around her keep getting hurt?
I think more likely, because right now she's really worried about the fact that she couldn't save Kristen, and so I think she's more worried about people getting hurt right now. She can worry about herself later.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Well, the dice, I want to tell your story. I got a 6.
I'm getting roasted out here tonight. I'm getting roasted.
We're scared, Brandon.
This is literally, I'm so tense right
I
now.
know.
You gotta, if you're doing a whole Nightmare King season, you
so
gotta get to
sweaty.
Nightmare first.
We were having so much fun though. Remember when we were running around and people were flying on
The
ropes?
shrimp party.
The shrimp party.
You try to be the person who's more afraid that your friends are going to get hurt. But it occurs to you that the fact that you were worried about how people see you, and that entered your mind at this point in time, is proof that those fears are true. Because if you were the person who was really the most worried just about saving your friends, that other thought would have been quieter. You watch, frozen to the ground, as a beautiful, resplendent, cool, awesome, funny Fig splits from your body, stands up, quietly looks to you as Adine vanishes and says, "You stay here." Got it from here, guys. The story of you, the performance of you, is what your friends care about. And the real you freezes to the ground. Fabian.
I think Fabian is really bad at this, and it's like
We're gonna do Fig. You come out of the pool. Where does Fig go next?
Okay, I know that we're supposed to be. Can I use the pool for one last scry?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use it if you want to use it for more than one. You can as well. But
Okay, what I would like to do is I would like to take Ida's feather, scry on Ida, and then try to dimension door to where she is whenever I see it.
take the thing. Okay, you take Ida's feather. Use the pool to scry on her. You see the same place you saw in the scrying with Adine, and you shoot off into the forest, off the path. Sort of no idea where you are.
Okay. Had to try. All right. So that didn't work. So I guess I'm just gonna I'm gonna go back to walking towards the woods.
Hell yeah. You start walking to the woods. Go ahead and give me a survival check. As you do, I'm going to need you to make a. I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
7.
You flee from this village as fast as you can, and boom, freeze and spot float in the air, and magical bindings appear around your arms and legs. Your illusion walks out of the forest. Hi.
Hi.
You see, the illusion looks at you and says, "What do you think's gonna happen when I wear off?" And Ayda notices the real you.
I hope that she finds something that I didn't know was there.
That beautiful sentiment reverberates through the forest. Once again, you guys all feel boom. And you realize that there are no mirrors here, and you can't see yourself, and you're just looking at this idealized image of you. And you realize that the bindings on your hands and feet have become like marionette strings. What does Fig do as the illusion begins to walk away and you begin to like marionette march behind her? Fig, and then we'll go to Adine. Fig, you are marched through the woods here, into the deepest part of the Nightmare Forest. What's going on with Fig as she travels?
I think she thinks this really sucks, but she knows it's the right thing to do, so she's just trying to enjoy it as much as she can. You know, like when you're on like a train and it kind of bumps kind of nice and the view's kind of nice, she's trying to experience that.
You attempt to experience everything you can of moving through this place. Looking at the illusion of you as you're moved through here.
Do I see baby by that illusion of me?
You do, yeah.
Alright, at least baby's safe.
You're moved through the deeper part of the forest. As you move through, you feel the water in you, the water you took from the pool, start burning. It cracks and steam bursts because this part of the forest is familiar to you. This is the place where the Celestials are kept, up in their webs. Ayda is nearby.
Oh, I dimension door now to the place.
No verbal or somatic components because you're bound. Heartbreaking, I know.
So I can't say anything. I can't pull over. Even if you're the glamorous idea of me, you still have a freaking crush on Ayda.
You see the illusion of you looks back and says, Ayda can see me, but she can never see you. You're going away forever. You see the last of the scrying water turns to steam in front of you, and you feel the feather glow. It's like you can feel the heat from it in your side. And the scrying changes to, you see what Ayda is dreaming in this nightmare forest right now. What Ayda is seeing right now is a lifetime growing up on Leviathan. You see all these images of her in other lives screaming at her to be better and to do better, that she is not enough. You see this struggle to be herself. You see her navigating Leviathan as a child, and you see this internal monologue shape on her face through all the times that she didn't understand something and nobody explained it to her. And you see you appearing in her life. The you that appears in her life is not the illusion. It's really you. And it's the first person that ever looked at her and saw her for who she was and was kind. And she speaks to all these versions of herself that are very different from Fig's other version of herself, but in many ways just the same. And they say, how could it be logical or reasonable that someone as incredible as Figurath Faith would find any quality of yours redeemable or worthwhile? And you see Ayda saying to herself, the fact that I have not found such a quality in myself does not mean that someone as brilliant as Figurath couldn't find something in me worthwhile. And the exact sentiment you echoed of her, she echoes of you. And you are brought to a space between the trees, bound. And you are in the center of this forest, but all of the fear leaves you. Whatever your persona is, your social media presence, viral shrimp parties, there is someone who didn't even know what a rock star was, who had their whole life changed by you just being yourself. And that's never going to go anywhere. Riz, you're napping.
I sit down and I write the song "She Likes Me for Me," which doesn't exist yet in this world.
What I would love now, actually,